A warm welcome to all of you. In this video, we are going to focus about LSRW skills. First, I'll give a brief intro of what this LSRW skills is. LSRW is the 4 skills of language mastering. It is a bunch of 4 capacities that permits a person to appreciate and produce spoken language for appropriate and compelling interpersonal communication. In short, a language is mastered only if a person is proficient in LSRW skills. Here, L represents listening, S for speaking, R for reading, and W for writing. Listening is significant as it empowers the responder to decipher what is being said. Speaking is the reaction the recipient can provide for effective communication. Reading assists an individual with learning and understanding the language. It is through reading that the refinement of the language can be mastered. Writing idealizes the language interaction. It empowers one to communicate viably. Writing assists a person with learning the language syntax and grammar. Now let us dwell into each of these skills in specific. First, I'll talk about listening skills. Listening skills are fundamental for learning a language. At the point when people have viable listening skills, they are ready to learn different ideas. However, they can generate information in terms of various aspects. One of the essential methods of developing one's listening skills is to communicate well with others. Within the communication process, when a person is speaking, it is imperative for others to tune in and respond. Listening is a strategy for correspondence which requires the individual to hear, understand, and interpret. The capacity to listen effectively empowers the people to achieve enhancements in their communication skills and interactive capacities. Now, let us look at some of the objectives of listening skills. People will always want to expand their communication skills within as well as outside their home. They would have the option to shape effective terms and association with others. They would have the option to expand information which would empower them to achieve their work obligations in an efficient way. Through powerful listening, one can give solutions for all these sorts of issues and difficulties. Powerful listening skills empowers the people to bat obstructions that may emerge with the course of accomplishments of wanted objectives and goals. Now, I'll talk about speaking skills. Speaking is alluded towards the process of building and sharing of meaning using verbal and non-verbal images in the variety of contexts. It is an interactive cycle of constructing meaning that includes creating, receiving, and processing information. Speaking is viewed as an essential part of one's life. The essential target of all people is to take an interest in tasks and exercises which would assist them with supporting one's day-to-day conditions agreeably. It is fundamental for people to create viable speaking skills in order to learn, acquire information, create awareness on different viewpoints, complete one's tasks and capacities in efficient way, accomplish individual and expert objectives, increase one's communication skills, and build up great terms and associations with others. Now let us look at the objectives of speaking skills. When focusing upon the improvement of speaking skills, the people need to develop awareness regarding various aspects. These include morality, ethics, values, norms, principles, and standards. When speaking, people need to guarantee that they utilize respectable words and mull over the characteristics of consideration and dignity. Another significant factor in the event of speaking is that people ought to be clear, familiar, and expressive. The concepts in terms of which they are speaking should be clearly and appropriately understandable to others. Next in line is reading skills. The idea of reading is perceived in different ways. It implies understanding, interpreting, analyzing, and assessing. At the point when one utilizes this term in day-to-day life, They do not simply imply reading is observing the written material. Rather, they primarily put emphasis upon that when individuals are reading, they need to concentrate and acquire an efficient understanding of the concepts. People get occupied with reading for the most part for two purposes. One is reading to acquire information and the other is leisure reading. Leisure reading ordinarily happens for relaxation purposes. Sometimes reading gets troublesome, especially when the people are unable to comprehend the ideas. In such cases, they need to take help from others like teachers, fellow students, or family members. Now, let us look into some of the objectives of reading skills. Reading helps a person to become a better reader. One of the main objectives of reading skills is that it develops critical thinking skills in the readers. Reading activates and reinforces other skills like grammar, vocabulary, pronunciation, and writing. Reading enhances the fluency in spoken English and make the students familiarize with the use of English in day-to-day situations. Reading also helps to develop concentration. The last in the list of LSRW skills is writing. Writing is an art. A few people have good writing skills while a few people do not have. The individuals normally are involved in the development of writing skills in accordance to their interests and capabilities. From the stage of early childhood, when people get enrolled in the preschools with the main objective of developing the foundation for learning. Since then, they generate awareness in terms of writing skills. Creating good writers require dedication and wholehearted support from teachers. In schools as well as in higher educational institutions, students are encouraged to write and take down notes while the teachers are teaching. The teachers normally give practice exercises, give class and homework assignments, and conduct class tests to enhance the writing skill of the students. Now let us look about some of the objectives of writing skills. Writing helps a person to have a good command over vocabulary and grammar. It helps to cultivate the students to improve their writing for various contexts. It is helpful in establishing effective interaction and facilitating learners among students. Also, writing promotes the learner's analytical and rational thinking. I would like to conclude by saying that the educational organizations at all levels put significant emphasis upon the LSRW skills of the students. The improvement of these skills would not just empower the students to accomplish scholastic objectives, but also they would have the option to adapt viably to issues and difficulties. Through LSRW skills, they would keep up great terms and associations with others and support one's everyday environments in a fitting way. Thank you.